Hey, y'all. Hello, hello. Long time no see. Let me make sure we're live. Yes, looks like we are. Okay. Hi, guys. Super casual, just real quick update. Not going to take very much of your time. Just wanted to give you guys, the stuff that's going on right now. I guess I can do some numbers real quick. Again, don't have them organized because that's just not who I am. Okay, so we have 4,427 days of illegal and arbitrary detention for journalist and publisher Julian Assange. We have 1,380 days since Julian Assange was essentially kidnapped from the Ecuadorian embassy. We have also 1,379 days since Ola Beni was arrested in Ecuador. If you're not familiar with his case, I highly recommend checking it out. I haven't seen him tweet for a while. I need to check in on him. Friend of Julian's, also getting railroaded. Let's see. We have 660 days since Daniel Hale pled guilty under one count under the Espionage Act. And he is now currently serving his sentence in a communications management unit in Illinois. Please write to him if you are able to. I'll see if I can find the address real quick. Hey, Dingo. Long time no see. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in ages. And I missed you. Let's see. We have 466 days since Hale was transferred to the communications management unit, which is essentially just special administrative measures under a different name. They just renamed it so that they could get away with it. I mean, if we want to get real deep in the weeds, it's been 16,713 days since Leonard Peltier was convicted under dubious circumstances and some bullshit evidence. And he is still currently being held in prison. If you guys can, thanks. I like my hair. It's very dark. I feel a little bit like a vampire because I'm very pale. Yeah, but if you can make some calls for Leonard Peltier to the DOJ, the White House, and ask for him to be, the pardon thing bothers me because it implies guilt and he is not. However, he is getting up there in age. His health is not great, and I think that he would very much like to just be out under whatever circumstances. I mean, I don't mean to speak for him, but I can imagine that that's probably where he's at this point. Let's see. Is that all the there's been 744 days since Julian Assange was denied bail, despite the fact that Judge Vanessa Breitzer, in her ruling against extradition on January 4th of 2020, 2020? God, I don't even remember. I don't even remember. But in her ruling, she specifically said that he should be released. And then 2 days later, she denied him bail because, everything makes sense. And then, so good news. 793 days of freedom for Jeremy Hammond. We have 1,043 days of freedom for whistleblower Chelsea Manning. We have 585 days of freedom 585 days since Reality Winner was released. I don't know that I'd necessarily call it freedom for her yet because she's still under some ridiculous restrictions. And 416 days since Craig Murray was released after that ridiculous those shenanigans in the UK. So yeah, those are, again, not very organized, but there's the numbers. Chicho! I love Chicho. If you guys are into ASMR, go follow Chicho. He's not really on YouTube much anymore. He does like just quick little blurbs, but you can find him on like Twitch and a bunch of other places. I love ASMR, and he does great stuff, like very all over the place, math and comic books and cooking and politics and all kinds of stuff. I love Chicho. Okay, so this is what we are going to be talking about mostly. So I'm going to have the organizers from the Rage Against the War machine rally on the show very soon. I'm working on getting them scheduled, but that is coming up, and we need to hype that as much as humanly possible. For those of you who are not familiar, if you haven't seen anything about it yet, I will pull up the website for you now. It is a post-partisan. Hold on, I can't talk and do things at the same time. You guys know that because I cannot focus. Okay. So it is a post-partisan effort being headed up by the People's Party and the Libertarian Party. They have come together to organize a long overdue anti-war rally. It's amazing. They have some great speakers already lined up. So let's click on that. We'll see who they have so far. Obviously, Jimmy Dore, who we know and love, great supporter of Julian Assange. Medea Benjamin, also a great supporter of Julian Assange. She was recently at our October 8th action in DC. Scott Horton, who, in my opinion, is one of our best anti-war voices currently. Big fan of his, love his work, love his books. You should go buy them. They're very, very good. Garland Nixon, who I know and love, the Zen master. I still need to get him to teach me how to be Zen because I just don't know how. David Swanson, who's an anti-war activist and blogger. Daniel McAdams, who is the executive director of the Ron Paul Institute. Max Blumenthal, our friend Max Blumenthal, a friend of the show, an amazing supporter of Julian Assange. Anytime we have an action in DC and he is in town, he is absolutely going to make it. He very rarely lets us down. Anya Parampil, also an amazing supporter, fantastic journalist. I have a little bit of a girl crush on her. She's great. Supreme, who's from Wu-Tang Clan. And then my dear friend, I love her so much, Tara Reid. She's an author, obviously former Senate aide. Joe Biden is a bastard. And she just recently became a producer of the Kim Iverson show. So those are the speakers that are going to be at the rally. This is on February 19th. So let's see. February 19th. I think it's going to start at the Lincoln Memorial. Let's see. Where did I see that? We're going to go over the demands in just a second. As you guys can see, sponsor. Look, that's us. That's us. Action for Assange. I think it's at there's going to be a march. Where did I see that? Balls. Pretty sure it's at the Lincoln Memorial, and then there's going to be a march to the White House. There's going to be speakers and stuff, performances from different artists. Obviously, there's the guy from the Wu-Tang Clan who's going to be there. I don't know who else is going to be there. They're still working on this. I want to make it perfectly clear, though. I am not an organizer on this. I don't want to take any undue credit. I want to make that very, very clear. I'm not an organizer. They've asked me to help on the Assange stuff. The Assange, freeing Assange is one of their 10 demands, which I appreciate very much that they've added that into their event. So they've asked me to help on the Assange stuff, the Assange messaging, some social media stuff, things like that. But there's a lot of organizers who are doing the very hard work of putting this event together, and I do not want to take any undue credit for that. Shout out to them for all of the work that they're putting in. Nancy, where can you get a flyer? I will see if I can. I know I can. If you do not already follow me on Twitter, I'm at Sarcasm Stardust. I will get you a flyer and I will tweet the shit out of it. Something that's printable, easily printable. And that would be very helpful. If you guys, I was just on Hardlands Media. Shout out to them. They are amazing. Always incredibly supportive of myself, of activists in general. And they just had me on to talk about Julian Assange and then also the Rage Against the War Machine. And one of the things that I said is it's very simple to just print off 20 flyers and go hang them around your neighborhood. Because obviously this is something that will be suppressed algorithmically on social media, on YouTube, all of that stuff. So we need people in the physical world and out in actual life getting the word out however you can, hanging up flyers, passing out little 4x6 cards with the information on it, having conversations with your friends and family, all of that good stuff. So Woo World Order, I like that. 5 Times August, yes, I agree. I love 5 Times August. They're great. I will actually bring that up to them. I'm pretty sure he's incredibly supportive, the lead singer of Assange too. I'm pretty sure, because I think that's how we ended up following each other. So yeah, speakers we did. Okay, let's go over the demands because they're great. Not one more penny for war in Ukraine. I think that yes. That should happen like billions of dollars ago. It's ridiculous that we're still sending money and weapons into this situation. It's insane that there are people who live through Iraq and live through Afghanistan and are still supportive of this shit. It is mind-blowingly depressing, but here we are. So yes, not one more penny for the war in Ukraine. Negotiate peace. It's astounding to me that there have been multiple opportunities that have presented themselves for there to be a pathway to peace, and we have turned our nose up at every single one of them. And the general public doesn't seem to care or doesn't really call it out. It just shows the power of propaganda, I guess. Stop the war, inflation, disband NATO. Yes, please. Long overdue. It's a terrorist organization. Let's be honest. Global nuclear de-escalation. Yes, please. Let's do that. Please, let's do that. Slash the Pentagon budget. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I was just talking about this on Hard Lens. They can't even pass an audit, y'all. They just lose trillions of dollars and nobody gives a shit. We don't have money for healthcare. We don't have people are going to bed hungry. Eggs are like $9 a dozen. We don't have an education system that is don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. There are so many things, y'all. There are so many things that we could be spending that money on in this country. And instead we're blowing people up for profit. And that is just disgusting. And I don't know why it's being allowed to continue. So number 6, that is the demand, is to slash the Pentagon budget. Abolish the CIA and military industrial deep state. Love that that's in there. Yes, please. I don't know that there's I guess I should be careful about how I say this because I don't really want them knocking on my door or anything. But I don't know if there's a more destructive force on Earth than the CIA. Um, I mean, just wow. Abolish war and empire. It's a little broad, but yes. There's no reason why, y'all. There is no reason why we cannot solve our problems like grown-ups. I don't know why war is even an option. It doesn't help anybody but rich people. It's unbelievably damaging and devastating to humanity as a whole. And it's really strange to me that like we preach to our kids, use your words and violence is never the answer. But then the people in charge of things literally blow people up for profit. So yeah, we need to end that. Restore civil liberties. Yes, fucking yes, 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 yes. And that includes bodily autonomy, that includes freedom of speech, that includes press freedom, the right to protest, all of those things that are being stripped from us as we speak. It's repeal the Patriot Act, return the right to habeas corpus. Thanks, Barack Obama. Privacy. I say it all the time that currently we have this kind of blanket privacy and anonymity for people in power, and then the people have none. Like it is just utter transparency for the people, and it needs to be the exact opposite of that. People in power should have no privacy at all. If you are in a position of power and you have taken that on, then everything needs to be transparent. We need to know what you're doing and when you're doing it and why you're doing it and with whose money you're doing it with and all of those things. And then the people need to have privacy. We need to have a right to privacy. All of those, the NSA spying operations, all that bullshit. We need to reverse that now. Probably not going to happen, but let's fight for it, shall we? And then, of course, obviously, the reason why I'm here, free Julian Assange. So, again, very happy that they included that in their list of demands. Grateful to them that they approached me to help out with that kind of messaging and stuff like that on social media. Also on the website, there's a place to donate. Obviously, pulling off a rally this big is unbelievably, incredibly expensive. Activism is expensive. It's so depressing. It is like even the little rallies that I do are thousands of dollars. So yeah, and they want to have like a stage and speakers and a jumbotron and all of that stuff. So if you are able to donate, consider it. Obviously just sharing the link is also helpful as well. And again, I'm going to have and it is 29 days, 17 hours, 27 minutes, and 32 seconds away. So make your plans now. If you can make it to DC, please do. It's February 19th. There's going to be a lot of amazing people there. I'm already seeing rumblings on Twitter about different Black and the Empire is going to be there. Eric Jackman's going to be there. Sarah Higdon's going to be there. I'm very excited. I get to see her again. I met her at the Freedom Fest. A whole bunch of people are coming. I know a lot of my friends from INN are coming. We're trying to get Jesse Jett to maybe potentially come. Obviously, Tara Reid's going to be there. I'm super excited to meet her in person. We've been friends for a while now. I'm very excited. It's always fun to meet people in person. So if you can make it to DC, please do. The numbers in the streets are very important, but also just helping get the word out is cool too. You guys know the drill. Okay. So that is that. Again, going to have the organizers on a show soon. I'm working on getting that scheduled now. Let me check the comments, see if I'm missing anything. Okay, Nancy, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I will get a flyer. And I will I don't know how to get it to you though. I mean, I don't want you to have to like put your like email or something in the chat because I don't think you want everybody to have your email address, but you could probably get one off of the website. So it's rageagainstwar.com. I'll see if they will put up like some printable materials for people who want to support, because that would be helpful. I'll talk to them about that today. And then maybe you can just go to their website. So just keep checking the website, rageagainstwar.com. I'll see if I can get something up there for you guys. Okay. Hi, Lucky. War is murder. Indeed. Yeah, Sabi Sabs is going to be there. I'm actually going to be on Sabi at 8:00. So after you leave here, head over there, hang out with me and Sabi. We're going to be talking about it. Sabi's fantastic. She was also at the October 8th Assange rally. She was one of our speakers. I was super pumped that she was able to make that happen. So yeah, she's going to be there, which is cool. Hi, Reef. And I'm going to be on INN next Wednesday, I think, at 9. And then I'm going to be on JB on Tuesday at like 2:30, whenever I get home from picking the kids up from school. Yes, war does make a lot of money for the ruling class, and that is exactly why they love it so much. It's a money laundering operation, essentially. War is a racket. Smedley Butler was right. And speaking of Chicho, I remember he did a video on that, on War is a racket. Jack's doing fine, Dingo. Jack is somewhere. Usually she's down here, but I don't see her. She's doing great. She's spoiled. You know, all my cats are spoiled. They have better lives than I do. It's annoying. Okay, so yes, I will be on INN the 8th at 9. I'm really bad at remembering my schedule. Reef, don't forget to remind me, because I'll forget. I am going to be on, again, Sabi at 8, JB on Tuesday. I know those for sure. Okay. On the Assange front today, they did the, I guess I could pull that up too. Hold on. Who would have the best? So they have the Belmarsh Tribunal. I think this is the 4th one. A lot of amazing speakers. Jeremy Corbyn was there. Glenn Greenwald tweeted something about, oh, are any of the progressives in Congress going to be there? No. And I know he was being snarky, but no, we know, no, absolutely not. No. They're cowards. I mean, Bernie won't even say his name, y'all. He won't even talk about it. So yeah, no, they're not going to be there. And it's gross, disgusting. Kevin Gostola was there, Daniel Ellsberg, Margaret Kunstler, Jeremy Corbyn, Stephen Donziger, Stefania Maruzzi, who has a fantastic book. I thought maybe I might have it right here, but I don't. She has a fantastic book out. You should order it. It is really good. Her book and Professor Nils Melzer's book are must-haves if you are in the Assange space in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Jeffrey Sterling was there. Kristen Hrafson, who is the current editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks. A bunch of great speakers. Let's see. Consortium News. So I know Democracy Now! Also played it, but I'm not a big fan of theirs recently. You know, Amy Goodman legitimately broke my heart. So I will drop the link to Consortium News's tweet. And there is a link there to you can watch it. It was really good. I didn't get to watch all of it because it started at 2 p.m. That's when I picked my kids up from school. So it was like catching bits and pieces of it as I was like making snacks and shit. But yeah, it was really good. Definitely recommend you check it out. And yeah, yes, Eric, thank you. There are no progressives in Congress. That word doesn't make any sense at all. It has lost all meaning and that's the point, right? Like this is why I hate labels, because they are always co-opted and used to divide. Always. That's the only reason they exist, I think. So yeah, there are no progressives in Congress. They're all terrible. They're all cowards. None of them are going to actually fight back against the system. It's embarrassing that anybody thinks that they will. It's exhausting. You can also follow Rage Against the War Machine, the rally, on Twitter. It's at Rage Against War _. I'll drop that as well in the chat. So you guys can follow that for more updates. I'll also be tweeting about it a shit ton. You guys know how I do. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained. I wasn't going to jump on here until after I did Sabby, but my husband actually has a night off, which is weird. So I was like, I'm just going to get it done now. Okay. So, I do want to talk about, we're going to start organizing next week. We're going to start meeting next week. We are going to do, April 11th. So I realize that's a Tuesday. I realize that means that this rally is almost certainly going to be much smaller than October 8th. Obviously, we don't have the whole global day of action unless there's going to be one, which I haven't heard anything about yet. However, and there was some discussion, should we do it the weekend before? Should we do it the weekend after? I genuinely, in my heart, in my gut, feel like we need to have a presence in DC on the day. That is the April 11th, 2019 was the day that he was essentially kidnapped from the Ecuadorian embassy. I feel like we need to have a presence at the Department of Justice in DC on the day. So we haven't had a meeting yet. It's very early stages. But we will be in DC on April 11th at the Department of Justice. As soon as I have more information, I will get it to you. But if you want to like mark your calendar, if you want to try to make it to DC for that as well, obviously we would love to have you. I'm not under any delusions that it's going to be the same size as October 8th. It's a Tuesday. But I think it's important that we are there on that day. So there was some discussion about it, but I really feel strongly about that. It needs to be on the day. So we have a meeting next week. And we'll get the ball rolling on that. What else? Like financially wise, we should be able to cover this one pretty easily. We still have money left over because I'm dumb and didn't go on Jimmy Dore till like 5 days before October 8th. And so we suddenly got like an influx of cash and I'm like, I don't even have the time to spend it. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this money. So we have some money left over, which is cool. So we should be able to pull off an April 11th event without needing to fundraise, I would think, because it is probably going to be much smaller. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do you guys have any questions? Is there anything I'm missing? Yeah, February 19th is going to be dope, Eric. I'm really pumped about it. It's really exciting to me to see the kind of reinvigoration of the anti-war movement, and to see that it is very post-partisan, that we have lefties and libertarians coming together. You guys know I preach about that all the time. That's the way it needs to be done. We need to come together. Indy, hi homie, how's your back? So yeah, it's really cool to see people coming together. I mean, that really is how it's going to have to happen, y'all. This is bigger than us. It's bigger than any of our disagreements, all of that good stuff. Yeah, Lucky, it is great, but it's also just dumb. Like, I'm just dumb. I should have went on Jimmy Dore way earlier before October 8th, because it was, I think it went on like a Monday or a Tuesday. And then suddenly I had a shit ton of money coming in and no time to spend it. I had no time to spend it. I couldn't have spent it even if I wanted to. It was just like, I don't even like, I was caught flat-footed. So it was just dumb timing on my part. I take full responsibility for that. But we do, I mean, so it's cool that I was able to like buy donuts and coffee for all the people who showed up to help set up. And I was able to pay our photographer, pay Emma and Ford Fisher, our videographer, which was cool. I like to help out independent people. And they've both been incredibly supportive of us. And Ford didn't have to be there. There was a huge women's march happening or something. Some shit was happening that same day, and he showed up. He's great. He's always been very supportive of us. So yeah. And yeah, I mean, yes, we are a little ahead of the game now, but I just feel dumb. Like I should have known better. And honestly, I'm really dumb because I went on Jimmy Dore, and had he not mentioned fundraising, I would have not brought it up. I was not even going to bring it up because I'm dumb. I'm really bad at this. I'm bad at fundraising. It's not my favorite part of organizing. It is not my favorite part. I hate it. I don't like asking for money. It's the worst. Unfortunately, it's necessary because activism is fucking expensive, you guys. It's so expensive. Like my tiny little rallies are thousands of dollars. It's ridiculous. Okay. Hey, Blue Moon. Lucy. Hi, Lucy. I don't know why I just called you Blue Moon. So dumb. Hey, Anthony. Okay. So I have a grumpy cat. I don't have a Jack Jack. Grumpy. Grumps. Grumpy. She hates me. She's very appropriately named. She doesn't like anybody. Okay, April 11th, Rage Against the War Machine. Belmarsh Tribunal was today. I think that's about it, really. Just again, if you can help spread the word about the Rage Against the War Machine rally. There's been people asking about like detailed financial stuff. I'm not the person to ask for that. I'm not an organizer. I get why you want it. I understand. I'm sure that they have it. I know that they have on their Give Butter or whatever. There's a list of the things that like they want. Like I just listed them off. They want a jumbotron and a stage and all of that stuff. I'm sure everybody understands that that is very expensive. So yeah, I mean, if you don't listen, nobody's forcing you to donate. If you think it's shady or whatever, don't donate. Like it's fine. Like there's always so much drama surrounding this stuff. Like nobody is holding a gun to your head and telling you have to donate money. If you don't want to, if you think that it is, if you don't like people organizing it, I don't care. Like I don't care. I don't want to deal with the drama. It's dumb. It's dumb. Yes, I like to see where the money's going to. I also know that I'm shit at keeping receipts and making sure that I have like people want like a spreadsheet. I have fucking ADHD, dude. I don't have it's just me. I don't have an accountant who's like keeping my books for me. If anyone wants to volunteer to do that, like I will. That's great. Like, but it's me. Like I'm the one person. So yeah, if you don't want to donate, don't donate. It's fine. It's fine. You can still show up, support the effort. I mean, we're all anti-war, right? We all want the war machine to go down. Right? Just show up then, or help spread the word, or whatever. Nobody's forcing you to donate. Don't if you don't want to. It's really that simple. Yeah, I wish I was more organized. I'm not. I'm never gonna be. I'm never gonna be, y'all. It's not gonna happen. I didn't say it's not okay to ask. Of course, it's okay to ask. But there's just a lot of people freaking out about it and being overly dramatic about it. And it doesn't need to be, it's not that serious. I mean, yes, it's serious. Everybody wants to know where their money's going. But again, you don't have to donate if you don't want to. It's that simple. But yeah, this shit's expensive. Like I said, my little rallies are thousands of dollars, and I don't have jumbotrons, and I've never had a stage. I've never had all of that stuff. We did get speakers for October 8th. Those were expensive as shit. But they were great. Y'all, I'm a little spoiled by that. Now I want speakers at all of my events because they were so good. Oh, the sound quality was so good. So good. Oh, I want speakers at I can't afford it. We can't afford it unless I suddenly become really amazing at raising money, which is not likely to happen because I am, like I said, it's like the worst. I am the worst. Yeah. So yeah, there is an anti-war. There's also an anti-war rally happening. I think Claire Daly is also going to be there. I don't know if I have information about that though. Let me see if I can find something real quick. Oh, I can't spell. Yes, I did hear rumblings that there is going to be something in Europe. Claire Daly is supposed to be making an appearance. I assume if Claire Daly is going to be there, Mick Wallace will probably also be there. So yeah, if I once I find information on that, I'll make sure that you guys get that for sure. What the shit? Okay. Yes, Trey, I'm very excited to see you again as usual. Trey's awesome. Trey's been coming to our events for, I think he's been to 2 now. It's always fun. It's always fun to meet people from the Twitterverse or from like the chats in real life. It's always fun. Like to be able to put a name to a face and have a conversation, and it's good stuff. Okay, so yeah, spread the word about Rage Against the War Machine, spread the website, spread the list of demands, spread the information, hang up flyers, have conversations, retweet stuff as much as you can so we can break the algorithm. Donate if you are comfortable doing so and you want to and you are able to. Share the donation link as well. I think it's on GiveButter if I remember correctly. But there's a link to it on the website, which again is rageagainstwar.com. Long overdue. Oh, we need something like this. We need a big turnout. Like we need a big turnout. It's bad stuff. We're in a really bad situation right now. So yeah, share that stuff. Mark your calendar for April 11th. Save the date for that. I think that's all I have for you guys. Again, just wanted to quickly give you an update. And again, I'll be on Sabby in about 39 minutes ish at 8:00 Eastern. Going to be talking more in depth about the Rage Against the War Machine rally and where we're at with Assange, which is yet another holding pattern, just sitting around waiting. No, and the damn wars is not involved to my knowledge. Different group entirely. Eric, yeah, thanks for saying thanks. It's really not necessary though. Always makes me uncomfortable when people thank me. I don't like it. I mean, I appreciate it, but it's also I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why. It just makes me uncomfortable. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that like nobody's uniting. I just think that it's different. It's a different group. I mean, somebody else decided to do an anti-war rally. I'm down for that. I don't care who starts an anti-war rally. If you want to hold an anti-war rally, I'm gonna hype it. I'm gonna hype it. I'm gonna show up. I'll help out however I can. We need it. So yeah, I don't think it's necessarily about not being united. It's just a different group, which is fine. The more groups, the better. The more the merrier. And this one I think is gonna be big. It seems like it's gonna like there's a lot of energy behind it. Obviously, having Jimmy Dore behind it helps. He's got a huge platform. Um, so the fact that we have people from across the political spectrum joining together, very awesome. I'm really pumped about it. I think it's gonna be uh I think it's going to be big. It seems like it's going to be. I've been hearing a lot of rumblings about people who are going to be coming. I know Black and the Empire's coming. Eric Jackman's coming. Trey's coming. Obviously, a lot of the INN guys are coming. I think like Colin's DC base, so I think he'll probably be there. A bunch of people are coming, so it's going to be cool. If you can make it, definitely try to make it. I know Anya and Max are. Yeah, they have a huge platform too. Gray Zone's obviously phenomenal. So, and again, they are amazing to us. They have always been incredibly supportive. Every time we hold an event in DC, if they are in town, they are there. I don't ever have to second guess it. If they are available, if they are in DC and we are holding an event, they come. And they are very consistent and reliable, and I appreciate them very much. So yeah, I think that's all I have. If you guys don't have any other questions, I know an A for A vigil. Who knew they still exist? I'm sorry, guys. I really am just burnout. Like the idea of doing a show is sometimes just like, oh, like appearances are fine because it's usually like 30 minutes and I'm out. And like these little update shows are fine. Because it's quick and easy and it's not like I didn't have to prepare anything for it really. But like putting together a show and doing all the things and getting guests and all of that, I can't. I'm so burnout. But I'm trying. I'm trying to, you know, I think I need to start doing them more consistently. I think the Assange stuff is going to start getting really dicey pretty soon. As soon as we get this ruling from the high court on the perfected grounds for appeal, shit's going to start popping off. He could be extradited really at any minute. I think they're obviously going to deny the perfected grounds for appeal. There's no reason why they wouldn't. And then he could really just be extradited at any point after that. So there are a couple of other legal options that they could pursue. They do have the appeal put or the case put in at the European Court of Human Rights. So we'll see. But I mean, you guys know we're not going to get anything from the courts, right? That's just not going to happen. It's going to take mass public pressure. So, and we're building it. Like I just hope it's not, too little, too late. I'm trying. Okay. And Glory Jones, I miss you, by the way. I miss you. Okay. Yes, a lot does go into shows. And honestly, y'all, I just went too hard for too long. I was doing a lot of shows. A lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. I was doing Facts on the Ground, and I was doing A for A, and I was doing my show with Glory, and I was doing appearances on other people's shows, and then I started doing radio, and they threw me right into the deep end, y'all. I was doing 15 hours a week, 3 separate hours, 5 days a week. I had to find my own guests, prepare all of my own shows, all of that stuff. It was exhausting, and I hit a fucking wall. And on top of organizing and all of the and being a mom and all of the other things. So yeah, I really am just tired. I'm trying to like recuperate, but I'm also trying to just be patient with myself. I loved my radio show too, but I was just tired, Indy. I really was just tired. Andrew is doing okay. I don't want to speak too much on what's going on with this kid because I don't know how I'm just not comfortable talking about it's his kid. I think all of you know that she is not not in the best of health. She had to have emergency brain surgery recently. I do know that I think he'd be okay with me saying that she has recovered pretty well from the surgery. She has a very, I mean, the diagnosis isn't great. Uh, Anyways, I should let him talk about that. Send him your love, please, and send his kid your love. If you do the prayer thing, pray for her. She's got a long, really scary road ahead of her. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to talk about his stuff. I feel uncomfortable doing that. Yeah, if I could do the radio show, honestly, Andy, I would do the 15 hours a week if I had somebody fucking helping me. They had somebody who was supposed to be scheduling all my guests, and she didn't do shit. She didn't do shit for me. Like, I went back and counted, and like out of, I don't know, it was like 175 guests. She booked 13 of them. I mean, what the fuck is the point? Like, I was just doing it myself. So that, honestly, that was what was just so time. It was just, it's time consuming trying to think about who you want to book, who you want to talk to, then trying to schedule them, dealing with different time zones, trying to make your schedule work out, and then prepping for all of the shows, trying to make sure that you know what you're talking about, all of that stuff, and then doing the shows 15 hours a week. It was a lot. And if I would have had an actual like scheduler, somebody who was doing the scheduling for me, the prepping and all of that stuff, that's not a problem for me. It's stuff, I mean, I do that stuff anyways. But the scheduling was just a fucking nightmare, and having to do all of that on my own, and then you guys know I had like a really bad, like 2-3 months, in like middle to late of last year. It was like 7 deaths in my life in 2.5 months. I was just fucking done. I was done. I had to walk away from it. You know, just is what it is. I wouldn't mind going back to it. Honestly, I don't know that they want me back, which is fine. I think I was a little bit too lefty for them from jump. They were great to me. I mean, I was never censored or anything. But I definitely think I was by far the leftiest person on the network. By far. So yeah, but that's okay. It's not like I can't do this, right? It was cool because that was like a paying gig, which is weird. I've been doing this for years for free. So that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool to have like an actual paycheck from doing what I do. But it also made me feel a little bit weird. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Oh, Lucky, I'm sorry. Oh, my dad died in 2000 on July 1st, and his birthday's on Christmas. So Christmas always sucks. 4th of July always sucks. Yeah. Yeah, money is nice. And especially like the amount of hours I put into it, like people still call me a grifter. Oh god, it's amazing. I've never asked for money for doing this. The only time I ever raise money is when we're doing actions. And I'm still called a grifter. So that's fun. I think that people, it's like, you know, how all words are, it's now just anybody I don't like. That's what a grifter is. Like the word has no meaning anymore. It's just, if I don't like you, you're a grifter. Because I don't know. I don't know if people know the definition. A grifter is somebody who asks for money for saying things they don't actually believe. Like they are swindling people and like putting stuff out that they don't actually believe in. Like people call like RBN grifters. They're not grifters. They should be, they're doing a job. It's a job. Like it's hard fucking work to put shows out. And they should be compensated for their work. Again, nobody is holding a gun to your head and making you become a Patreon of them or of any other independent content creator. People do it because they appreciate the work, and they respect the content creator, and they want them to be able to continue doing the work that they do. And the only way that people can do that is if they can survive, if they can eat. If they can't pay their bills and eat, then they have to go and get another job, which takes away from the time that they can do the shows. It's common fucking sense. People who do independent media should be compensated for it. Just because I've never asked for it, that doesn't mean that like other people shouldn't be compensated. I should be compensated. Eh, Of course, like everybody should. If you're doing work, you should be compensated. So, um, yeah, it's really, I'm like yes, lucky. I'm the worst. If I'm a grifter, I'm literally the worst grifter on planet Earth. I have a Patreon that I never mention. I think there's like two people. One of the guys is the reason there is a Patreon because he insisted that I create one because he wanted to support me. The other person, I don't even know who they are, but they just became a Patreon. And shout out to them. Hey, thanks. I appreciate you. But I don't ever mention it. I don't ever ask for it. I'm not even monetized. None of my channels are monetized. I never have been. I am a failed grifter. I'm a big failure. Big fat fucking failure, y'all. Worst grifter ever. I really am. It's terrible. It's really bad. But I'm still a grifter. Like that people still call me a grifter. So the moral of the story is it doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna call you that anyways. If they're calling me that, like they're gonna call, it doesn't matter what you do. It does not matter what you do. They will still call you a grifter. So fuck them. Go get the money for you. You know what I mean? Like that's fine. Hype your Patreon, hype all your stuff, whatever you're doing, your rock fins and your all the hype it. You got to survive, right? It's okay. It's all right. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't let them make you feel like you're doing something wrong. You're not. You're doing work and you should be compensated for it. And nobody is forcing anybody to donate to anybody or become a Patreon of anybody. Yeah, I'm such a terrible grifter that I was pinching pennies so hard at an action. I got like the worst Airbnb in a neighborhood that delivery drivers wouldn't even come to. So yes, that's the kind of grifter I am. I really know how to party. Like I'm really swindling you for your dollars so that I can like live large in my Airbnb that delivery drivers won't deliver to. Y'all, I wanted to give them money. Like I was like, nope, I'm sorry, we don't come to that area. I was shocked when that happened. And also Rachel Blevins, when we got there and she asked me to be on her show. So I was on her show. And before we started, she was like, hey, she's from DC, or she lived in DC. She's not from DC, but she was living in DC. She was working at RT. And she was like, so where are you staying? And I told her, and she physically cringed and was like, oh, be safe. I was like, shit, we're in a bad spot. Yeah. The problem is when you know how much the people watching and donating are sometimes struggling. Yes, Andy, I agree. And that's why I don't ask for money. It's so like, it sounds so stupid, but I am like fairly privileged. Um, and I don't need this to survive. Like, I don't need this to pay my bills. And that's just a personal choice for me. I've always just kind of done it, just because I could. Uh, it sounds so douchey, but that's reality. I mean, that's just my reality. So I've never needed this to survive. And so I've never asked for anything in return. But those people who should, or who do need it to survive, don't feel guilty about asking for it. And for those of you who can't donate or can't support, don't feel bad about that either. Like I also don't think you should feel bad about that. It really wasn't that bad though. The Airbnb was pretty nice. I thought it was very clean. It was cool because it was like 3 apartments in one building. It was like 3 2-bedroom apartments. There was like a basement, a main level, and then an upper level, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, living space, kitchen, and each of the little. I thought it was nice. It was just not in a good neighborhood at all. It was very dicey for sure. Okay, now I'm just rambling. Anyways, fuck the people who call you a grifter. Go do what you need to do to survive. Don't feel bad about it. And support activism and protests and get out there. Sharing content is helpful if you can't help. Yes. Yeah. Yes, especially Assange stuff, because it's fucking heavily shadow banned, y'all. The algorithm does not like me. It does not like this channel. It does not like my tweets. It does not. It's bad. So yeah, sharing the stuff and trying to cut through that bullshit is very, 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 very helpful. So if you're able to, and everybody can share, right? Like everybody can hit retweet. That's something everybody can do. Cost you nothing. It's free dollars. So yeah, that's very, very helpful. Sharing the work is huge. And just if you are an independent content creator, I cannot stress upon you enough that if they're going to call me a grifter, they're going to call all of you. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter what you do. So just fuck them. Okay. I'm going to go take a quick break before I have to be on Sabby. Go head over there. I'm going to be on at 8, which is in like 23 minutes or so. I'm going to go get a drink and chill for a second before I got to do that. And then hopefully, I'm not going to tell you when I'm going to do another vigil because I don't fucking know. It's really just whenever I feel like it, which, like I said, it's hard for me right now. But we do have an organizing meeting next week. So I will definitely, as soon as we do that, and as soon as I start getting more information about the April 11th stuff, I will get back on here and update you guys as often as possible so that you're in the loop. And yeah, it was good to see you guys too. I should say that as much as like I'm burnout and I like, it's hard for me to like get up the energy to want to do a show. I do miss you guys in the chat. Like I genuinely, I miss being able to see you guys and talk to you guys and all of that stuff. So if anything, you guys are like keeping me wanting to do it at all, period. But I really haven't done any of my own shows in months because I just don't have it in me right now. But hopefully I'll get it back at some point. But yeah, I'm gonna go take a quick break before I have to go on Sabby. So head over there at 8 o'clock and support her as well. Sabby's fantastic. Support independent content creators as much as possible. We need them now more than ever. And free Assange. And I love you guys.